Those of you who follow me on Twitter likely saw this whole fiasco unfold, and naturally, as an advocate for free speech, this kind of behavior, especially on the part of people who should be the strongest advocates for freedom of speech as journalists, aggravates me beyond belief. Now, before we get into IGN's false copyright claim on Black Bond's video, a little bit of context. In an episode of Podcast Unlocked, IGN's Xbox podcast, Sean Hannigan, otherwise known as Herpaderp, said something extremely ignorant about PC gaming, which Black Bond used in his video. Here it is.
When I have played Halo, I had to go back like, oh yeah, I can record all the cool things I do. Right. And I started tweeting some of them out, and I need to get back in the habit of that.
I have a bunch of PC friends who just like, every day, at least once a day, they're like, why do you play console games? I'm just like, when I'm playing Counter-Strike and I pull a really cool like triple kill or something, I'm like, Xbox, record that. That's one thing you can't do on PC.
Yeah. Way to go, by the way.
You can with NVIDIA.
You just screwed over a bunch of our listeners.
To be fair, you kind of, for the PC people, you kind of can with NVIDIA. You can do a hotkey where you just like, you hit record, and I think it records the last 30 seconds.
That would be nice.
So, if you have functioning brain cells, straight away red flags. You all know how wrong this guy is. Your co-host, Destin Legary, who obviously has a little bit more going on upstairs, had to call you out on it. Even Total Biscuit, a much smarter and more relevant individual than Herpaderp, felt it necessary to comment on the video and explain his wrongness. That's how apparent it was. First of all, there are dozens and dozens of pieces of software that you can download to record gameplay, except PC software gives you a lot more options than any console recording software. With a hotkey, you can just press any button like F12 and you're recording just like that. OBS, Fraps, DxTory, they all do this. If you play a good match and forgot to record manually, it gets even easier. Both NVIDIA Shadowplay and AMD Gaming Evolved, two pieces of software you have if you own an AMD or NVIDIA card, automatically record 2 hours of gameplay and archive it. So, if you get a good game and forget to record, you're all good. It was recorded automatically behind the scenes. You don't even need to yell at the monitor like a fucking idiot. It's automatic. Apparently, this is hard and something that you can't do on PC. And again, these drivers come with your card. Why do people always continue to say using PCs is hard when it comes to gaming? We've all used PCs at some stage. Are you gonna sit there and tell me it's hard to download software and drivers on a piece of hardware you've been using every day for decades? Is installing Chrome on your PC or Mac difficult? Exactly, it's the same thing. PCs are easy to use, you do it every day. Basically, this guy is 100% wrong. On Twitter, Herpaderp got a bit menstrual about being obliterated by so many people, including Bond, Broken Games HD, myself, and a few other individuals. He valiantly attempted to defend his ignorance, claiming that he frequently uses PCs to record footage, which would make him a liar on both fronts. Either he lied about the software, or he lied about using PCs. And then he finally swore at Black Bond over this. With my genius level intellect, I knew those tweets were eventually gonna go bye-bye, which is why I got screen caps of them before he deleted them, which you can see here. This isn't new for people at IGN. Recently, Brian Altano unfairly gave JKB crap and basically told him that he was destined to fail at his endeavors on YouTube because he supposedly stole a joke. And when he was writing this, it didn't register in his brain that that's probably something he shouldn't say to someone. Obviously, that disappeared pretty quickly, but people screen capped that too, which you can see here. All of this is already pathetic, considering some of these guys have to have at least 5 years on me, if not 10, and are hired and paid and work in the profession. I have an excuse, I'm just a dude on YouTube, but this behavior and ignorance is unacceptable from people who are supposed to be professionals. But no, it gets worse. The next day, we found out that Black Bond's video had been DMCA'd by IGN manually, as in someone at the website sat down and filed a copyright claim on the video specifically, blocking it in all countries. It wasn't a content ID claim, it wasn't automatic. Herpaderp would have approached someone in his company to have that video taken down, as in he was so hurt by being criticized on the internet that he felt it was necessary to put a copyright strike against someone, unfairly so. This is, of course, a false copyright strike. There was nothing illegal about the upload. A 30-second snippet from a 20-minute video does not breach copyright, not to mention that the video was protected by fair use in many different ways. Since IGN don't seem to get it, I'm gonna read Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, which covers copyright law in the United States. This section provides that, quote, Fair use of a copyrighted work, including such use by reproduction in copies or phonorecords or by any other means specified in that section for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, or research is not an infringement on copyright. This doesn't even cover the stuff in fair use law about transformative work, whether or not it is an actual substitute for the video, which it obviously isn't. A 30-second edited clip from a 20-minute podcast is not a replacement for watching the podcast. This video obviously comes under criticism. Bond didn't say anything, but the criticism was heavily implied in the video with the way it had been edited, with the laughing track and the fail part. Even though nothing was expressly stated, it was criticism and therefore protected under fair use. It was comedic too, and comedic repurposing of copywritten material is not breaching copyright. It comes under transformative, like I said before. In other words, the copyright strike is false. So we have two guilty parties, Herpaderp for messing up to begin with, and very clearly approaching IGN to have the video taken down manually, and IGN themselves for manually filing what they had to have known was a false copyright claim. Sean, you're ignorant, you don't know what you're talking about, and you as a journalist are fine with suppressing free speech by abusing an unfair system in place on this website that contradicts copyright law because you can't handle criticism. You're no different than that guy from Wild Game Studios taking down TB's video on day one, Gary's incident, or Derek Savage who recently took down I Hate Everything's review of Cool Cat Saves the Kids. You are no different. As for IGN, you've lost even more of the diminishing credibility you ever had. You thought that because this video is from a relatively small channel, you could just do it and get away with it and nobody would care. Nope, you're not. I implore all of you to spread the word on this clear abuse of the copyright system for the purpose of censorship, because one of their employees was an ignorant, ill-informed fuckwit who thinks it's okay to jeopardize the existence of a person's channel over his feelings because he can't just say, yeah, I was wrong. Regardless of your personal opinion on Blackbond, this is a clearly wrong act. Here's how IGN and Sean can fix this. Publicly apologize and remove the claim. No, I was wrong, but flat out say, we were wrong on the point and we were wrong to place the claim. We are 100% wrong. That is the only way that you can fix this. By the way, IGN, since I know you will be watching this, I'm just waiting on you to block me, because I can see that coming, because I can read you people like a book. I can see it coming from a mile away. And don't even try to take this video down, because if you do, I will take action against you. You have a nice day.